अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. It is truly an honor and a pleasure to be with you this evening. Last year, I was invited to participate in a debate in the UK at the Cambridge Union of Cambridge University. The title of the debate was, "This House Has Lost Faith in Faith." In today's world where there is such hypocrisy, violence, arrogance, and division in the name of God and religion, it's not necessary, it's not wanted anymore in the world. The first person to speak who was in the opposing side was one of the best-selling authors in the world. He declared so strongly the importance of atheism. And he explained from incidences in his life why he rejects religion and God. So much hypocrisy, so much hate and division, so little scientifically supported. And then it was my turn to speak. I recollected being born and raised in the United States of America. How I saw so much hatred and prejudice in the name of a loving God, even against me because of a minority religion, and those I loved, that I also lost faith in faith. Suddenly, the opposing side was smiling. They thought I was on their side. I told that I was at a crossroads. Either I have to totally reject religion because of everything I'm seeing around me, or I must find something that is at the heart of every great spiritual path that brings about transformation. Transformation of arrogance into humility, greed into generosity, hate into love, and complacency into compassion. Is there at the heart of all true spiritual paths something that harmonizes the way we live, the way we speak, and the way we think with a higher principle that is inherent within us? I was a teenager, and I decided there's nothing else that could really be meaningful in life unless I try to discover what is really meaningful. What is that higher principle that great spiritual people have been discussing since time immemorial? So I left home as a teenager and began hitchhiking, going to museums, to forests, to synagogues, to churches. From London, I hitchhiked through all of Europe, through the Middle East, Turkey, Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan. And since 6 months later, I arrived in India. That was in December of 1970. I found in the Sanskrit language something that really resonated in my heart. Saragrahi. That an enlightened person is not someone who simply thinks and speaks according to sectarian ideas. An enlightened person is one who seeks the essence. And that essence that I discovered is at the heart of all true spiritual paths. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata. He spoke in Sanskrit. How that path has been reinvented. Now it's translated into English, Hindi, Marathi, and every language in the world. Jesus spoke in Hebrew. The Bible has been translated in every language in the world. The Prophet Muhammad in Arabic. And we see how in times the same essential message has addressed people in a relevant way, according to a language, according to particular types of rituals that aid in transformation of the heart. Emerson, one of the great writers of American history, he wrote that the reason why there is so much anxiety, exploitation, and division within this world because human beings are disconnected from their own inner self. And here in India, Mahatma Gandhi wrote that any change we make in society is not sustainable unless there is a corresponding change in each person's values, culture, philosophy, and lifestyle. Years ago, I was sitting on the bank of the river Ganges. It was a hot summer day. I saw in the sky above me a large hawk circling above my head. His feathers were brown and golden and white. He was circling closer and closer to me. I was the only one around because only a foreigner sits on a riverbank at noon in the summer. As he was just a few feet over my head, I saw his pointed beak. His very sharp claws looking like they were about to attack, and his glistening yellow eyes gazing with much intensity. Suddenly, the hawk dove in the water, went underwater. There was a skirmish, splashing, splashing, splashing. After a few seconds, the hawk emerged with a fish in its claws. This was only a few meters in front of me. I could see that fish's eyes. I don't know if it was a boy or a girl, but that fish was so totally disoriented and bewildered. It was probably just going about routine like any other day, looking for food, playing with friends and relatives, swimming upstream, downstream, across stream, when suddenly that hawk ripped the fish out of its comfort zone to meet inevitable death. The fish was flapping furiously as the hawk flew into the forest. What am I supposed to learn from this? I asked. Are we not all like that little fish? We go about our life, but the world is always changing. Sometimes it's a sunny day, sometimes it's a stormy day, sometimes there's an earthquake, sometimes there's a war. If that fish was swimming deeper in the water, it would not have been affected by that hawk. And similarly, unless our satisfaction, our purpose, and our meaning in life is something that is deep within us, then we are so vulnerable to be affected by everything that's going on around us. And if we really want to be a change in this world, we have to find a place within ourselves where we could be stable. And not compromise our integrity due to circumstances. This is the universal principle of all true spiritual paths. To find that pleasure, that peace within. You see, everyone's looking for pleasure. Anandamayo bhyashat. Things can give some flickering sense of pleasure to the mind and senses, but things can never give fulfillment to the heart. There's only one thing that can give that fulfillment. Love. To love and to be loved. If we do not experience that love in our life, then there's a vacuum inside. And due to that vacuum, what are people doing? In the name of science, in the name of religion, in the name of nationalism, there's exploitation. There's greed. We're trying to acquire things to fill the emptiness within, but it has never worked. The values that come from a stable foundation within us will not be compromised. It's like a house with a strong foundation, that it could endure any type of storm. Why is there such a problem with the ecology of the world? Pollution of the land, the air, the water. It's all due to a pollution within the ecology of the human heart. Greed, disrespect to the rights of others. Spirituality is about cleaning the ecology of the heart. It's not about an affiliation to a sectarian group. The Gita tells Vidyavanaya Sampane Brahmani Gabihastini Suni Chaiva Swapakicha Pandita Samadarshana. The true spiritual person sees every living being with equal vision. When we connect to the sacredness of our own soul, our own living force, then we respect and appreciate the sacredness within the life of everyone. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. when we understand that all this property around us, it is not mine. If it was mine, nothing could take it away from me. But there are so many forces that will take it away from me. We are caretakers. Our abilities, our intelligence, our wealth, our influence is sacred property. And we have a responsibility. Is a knife good or bad? If a knife is in the hands of a murderer, it's very bad. But if that same knife is in the hands of a surgeon, it will save a person's life. Is a car good or bad? The same car could be used to kill people and rob a bank, or it could be used as an ambulance. Science, all the incredible evolution of technology, academics, politics, all of these things have power and can have a powerful effect to make positive, compassionate changes within the world if our values are based on compassion. Otherwise, those same gifts, those same resources could cause havoc and death. A great saint of the 19th century in Bengal, who was also a high court judge with a family of 10 children, Bhakti Thakur. He wrote, "Where there is the greatest necessity, there is the greatest opportunity to serve." Today, all of us have a wonderful opportunity to serve. Thank you very much.